Hi everyone, Mikey79 here and welcome to this new deck video of Magic Duels. And the deck that I got for you guys today is a Simic ramp deck, as you can see. And it's actually someone in the comments on this channel asked me to build a Simic ramp deck. I was a bit surprised by that, to be quite honest, because there are a lot of other YouTubers who already covered that specific archetype. But anyway, I wanted to do him a favor, of course, and here is my version of a Simic ramp deck. Now, before we begin, I actually tried to build one just when Amonkhet came out, but then at the end it winded up something totally different and it became my banned control deck. Yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, feel free to check it out. Anyway, yeah, Simic ramp, it's of course that's a pretty good archetype to play with, but it's not really my cup of tea, to be quite honest. I way out of my comfort zone with this. Now, it isn't that difficult to build. It kind of builds itself a little bit in big lines, but you can fine tune it to your liking, of course. But for me, I'm a control player. I like to control the board, and with ramp, what you basically try to do is overwhelm your opponent with big creatures that you're ramping into, and little control. So yeah, like I said, I'm way out of my comfort zone with this. So, but let's see what I came up with. So we start off with 2 copies of the Deathcap Cultivator. Of course, we're only gonna use the green mana that he produces because yeah, we don't play black. And if we get Delirium going on, then he gets Dead Touch, but yeah, so then he can be a nice little blocker or attacker or whatever. But he's a nice 2-drop. Then the Sylvan Advocate, yeah, since we're gonna play a lot of lands here, I guess he will have value pretty early in the game. And he's even as a 2-drop, he's pretty awesome, still is. Then I do want a little bit of control, so I do play Unsubstantiate, but that's just because, yeah, that's because of I'm just too fixed on control cards, and I just need something to bounce if necessary or whatever. Then the new Planeswalker Nissa, Steward of Elements, of course she goes in. She's the perfect ramp Planeswalker because she has that X value in her mana cost. Yeah, pretty decent Planeswalker. +2 makes you scry too. It's not a defense +2, but it is something you can dig for a good fatty or something to play. Now, if you play your cards right, then you can even abuse it with the second ability, and that's looking at the top card of your library. If it's a land card or creature card with less than the loyalty counters on Nissa, then you can put it on the battlefield. So you can do some crazy shenanigans with that one. And then with her -6, you can even surprise attack your opponent or even finish him off because you probably will be doing 10 damage. Then Little Nissa, Vastwood Seer, still great. I just play her to get a forest, actually, to be quite honest, just to make sure that I get that next land drop. And when she flips, when she transforms into her Planeswalker side, she's still very great, and then I will probably play her for the card advantage. Then the green god here, Rhonas, for 3 mana, 5/5 Dead Touch Indestructible is almost too good to be true, but of course there's a little catch. You have to have another creature with power 4 or greater, or isn't doing much. Now, if you're not even getting to that power 4, you can buff another creature with +2/+0 by paying 3 mana. And yeah, pretty awesome god, and I think one of the most, from all the gods, the most easy one to use and the most aggressive one, perhaps. Then Tireless Tracker, it's just a card when you play green, you just have to play it. In this deck, yeah, with all the lands that come into play, it should be even better. But with Duels, you're starting to get so many good cards that you just have to play. You you don't even have to think about it. Like this one, you just have to play it. This one in a lesser amount, but this one is one of those as well. When you play green, those are cards that you just put in the deck. It's not that very good for the diversity of the game. Maybe they should be starting to think to make different modes like standard and modern in duels, or I don't know. Because yeah, a green deck without Tireless Tracker isn't a green deck. Then a new card is the Prowling Serpopard. Yeah, okay, the Prowling whatever, the big ugly snake. Yeah, this is a great creature actually, because you pay 3 mana and you already get a 4/3, which is pretty damn awesome. And he can't be countered, so he's anti-control. And then on top of that, other creatures that you play can't be countered neither. So yeah, pretty awesome. And it's not a card that you just it's not just a sideboard card or anything for paper magic. It's just a damn good card that you just put into the deck right away. And because he has 4 power, he goes pretty great with Rhonas as well. Then we play 1 Reclamation Sage for yeah, those enchantments. You still see those mill decks, so and since we're thinning the deck out quite a lot, then milling us out isn't that difficult, so that's why I play him. Then the Weaver of Currents. For 3 mana we get a 2/2 that ramps you for 2. Pretty awesome creature. Then the Rogue Refiner, just to get a 3-drop, and he's pretty good at that. He's a 3/2 and he makes you draw a card, which is awesome. Then the Bounty of the Luxa, a new card for 4 mana. Yeah, it's gonna be either way. You're gonna get 3 mana to your mana pool, or you're gonna draw an extra card. And it switches every turn at the beginning of your turn. Awesome card. Then yeah, play 4 copies of the Explosive Vegetation. I can't imagine playing ramp without playing this card. So then the Glyph Keeper. I was thinking this one went in, went back out, but it's just too good of a creature. He's flying, and the problem with ramp decks and green in general is that they have trouble with air attacks. So Glyph Keeper is a good air blocker. Now, if your opponent decides to shoot this guy away, he needs 2 removal spells to do that. So this card is basically 1 for 2. And then if you can embalm him, you put a mana in it because you have to pay 7, but in a ramp deck it shouldn't be too big of a problem. If you do that, you get them back, basically. It makes a token that's an exact copy of this, so basically you get them back for 1. So basically for 1 card, ideally your opponent wastes 4 cards to it. If he wastes 4 removal spells to get rid of it, at this one and at this one 2, and the copy 2 more, then that's 1 for 4, and that's awesome. Now that's an ideal scenario, which won't be happening ever, but it is a possibility. Anyway, it's a decent value card, and it is 5 mana for a 5/3 fly. That's just awesome. And with a ramp deck, you should be able to cast that guy pretty fast. Then the Woodland Bellower for a 6-drop, still one of the better 6-drops in my opinion. We can get a lot of things with this one. We can get Rogue Refiner, Weaver of Currents, the Reclamation Sage, of course, the big fat snake, the Tireless Tracker, even Rhonas, and yeah, that's no Rhonas, no, it can't be a legendary. Yeah, it can't be legendary. That's my mistake. It's got to be non-legendary. Rhonas is legendary, so we can't fetch him. Can't fetch Nissa either, and of course these 2 guys here as well. So we can search for a lot of things with him, only not the legendaries. Then yeah, the Hydra, he ramps when he comes into play. You can get a utility land, which can be pretty awesome. He also has reach, so once again for that air attacks, he's pretty decent. And he's just a big nice fatty. The more lands you play, the fatter he gets. So he gets big pretty big in no time. Then the Sandwurm Convergence, it's a steepy cost enchantment, but you get every turn a 5/5 green worm and flyers can't attack you. So once again, a good card for air defense. Then of course Spring for 3 mana, we're gonna search for a basic land and put it onto the battlefield tapped. And the good thing about it is that we can use Mind after that, and it is costly, 4 mana for drawing 2 cards, but at least it's at instant speed. And yeah, it's better than nothing. If you would play another ramp spell, you don't get the other side of it. Then of course Ulamog is the creature that we're ramping into. You all know him by now. If you don't, then yeah, too bad. Just read it. It's the biggest, fattest, best creature out there, probably. Then Kozilek, the Great Distortion, might seem an odd choice because of you need 2 wastes to play him. But the 2 wastes isn't the problem because we're fixing our mana like crazy, and he's a 12/12, so he's pretty damn good. And by the time you're gonna cast him, you won't be having a lot of cards, so he fills your hand, which is awesome. He's got menace, so it's difficult to block, and he's got a built-in counter engine going on, so that can be relevant as well. I think he's a great Eldrazi, and he doesn't see play. I don't understand it. Okay, he doesn't have the indestructible, but yeah, many creatures don't have indestructible, so if you're only gonna play indestructible creatures, that's not gonna be a lot. Then for the mana base, I play 6 islands, 8 forests, 2 wastes for playing cozy, of course. The 2 lumbering falls together with the Sylvan Advocate can be interesting. Hinterland Harbor, 2 copies, 1 copy of Rogue Passage to get that damage through, and 3 Evolving Wilds. Usually I play 4, but yeah, I didn't want to cut back too much on my basics because yeah, with all the ramping I do want to get them. So, and that's basically it. So if we check out the weird mana curve, we got 8 2-drops, 15 3-drops, and then we go down 6 2 and then 5 back up again, and that's basically it. So I haven't play tested it a lot yet. I played a few matches against the computer, against the AI, and they went pretty well. It was okay, but once again, I'm not in my comfort zone, guys, so we'll see what we're up against and how it turns out. Anyway, I hope you already enjoyed this deck tech video, of course, and I hope I see you guys at the gameplay video. See you there, guys. Bye bye.